Hi there. The current year is about to kick the bucket, so before it does, I'd like to talk to you, dear viewer, about the games that I've played, like we did last year. I don't have footage for these, so close your eyes and let me take you to an oratory wonderland, or just carry me in your portable player and let me whisper game talk to your ears, okay? I didn't actually get to play too much this year, so it's gonna make this a little easier. Well, the first one by order of release dates was Neo, February the 7th for PS4. It was later ported to the PC as well. A fairly good game, honestly. I was looking forward to this one and it didn't disappoint. Sadly, I had some months between starting and finishing the game and it did break the flow of it naturally. But what I got from the game was solid and memorable enough. I didn't warm up to the story, but it's not like I was too interested in pumping my history stat on the Warring States period of Japan, but it does do a good job of pulling real names and characters as set pieces and peppers them with some fantasy action. A huge draw for the game was of course the combat, and it was incredibly satisfying and multifaceted, and well, easily among the best fighting systems I've had the joy of playing with. The game, however, did exhaust me with how it recycles the levels and the areas. Granted, this is largely due to me playing every single side mission before proceeding to the next regions that mark a change in the design. Cavernous levels, battlefield levels, coastal levels and whatnot. You end up playing the same areas with different twists a good handful of times. And it did start to feel like padded length, but I suppose that can be the unglorified point of side missions sometimes. Save for the duel-based missions, which I found to be refreshing boss fights that proved to be a nice change from the monster-like enemies on the major missions. That sort of gameplay exhaustion did cause me to play the game in relatively short sessions, since besides the stellar combat, it didn't have a whole lot going on under the hood in my books. As for the DLC expansions, I haven't played them just yet, but they're definitely something worth trying in the future. But as it stands, the base game is pretty good. I can safely say that it doesn't break my favorite game barrier at all, but I enjoyed my time with it and I can definitely see it grabbing my attention somewhere in the future once again. Next up would be For Honor. Oh boy, why do you make it so hard to like you? It's like an abusive partner. It keeps slapping me every time I get close, but I just can't help it. To summarize my experience with it, following the game's launch, I was in the large minority of people with peer-to-peer issues due to a blessed pay-once method of apartment internet connection that I sadly wasn't authorized to tamper with. And once I had changed the plan, the game had already died. I played it a bit for a few months ago, and I was constantly pitted against players with over 500 hours of experience over me. Safe to say was pretty one-sided. Still enjoyable, but not exactly balanced. Combine this with the absurd amount of time spent in the queue, and it makes for a supremely jarring experience, especially when I got thoroughly dumpstered and the opponent, with his master's degree in warding gameplay, decides to find a more worthy foe. Well, yeah, it's like the game didn't want me to play it no matter how much I enjoyed the combat system. Luckily, they are working on those dedicated servers, and while some cry about the upcoming network issues that are bound to have people lag-stabbing each other now and then, it's still safe to say that opening the game up to a more casual audience will breathe some new life to the game and rake Ubisoft some good amount of dollars. Combine that with the asshole season passes, and you have money milking bound to happen in the future. And the hardcore audience mourning for their peer-to-peer competitive connections might eventually realize that a game with a myriad of non-one-on-one modes is not always suited to their duelist needs. Sad for the hardcore audience, but I'm more than happy to get back into the game when I'm more likely to be the one administering the dumpstering. Then it's time for Dark Souls 3, The Ringed City. What a great way for a dying series to go out. DS3 in general is such a hair-pulling topic for me. I like it, but at the same time it is so shit. To summarize the line of thought before you, well, go on a crusade against me. DS1 I absolutely loved, DS2 I liked a lot, and DS3 was something I had already experienced it. But as for the last DLC, I liked it a lot. It captured a lot of the magic of discovery for me, and while I played through it only twice, it was memorable and definitely a step up from the base game and Ashes of Ariandel line of content. I can only hope FromSoft moves on to something that doesn't seem like it's running on fumes next. PUBG 2017. I mean, you got to at least mention the peak of this battle royale craze. I played a nice amount of PUBG, aka Brandon Green's Glass Doors, with a few friends. It was a nice social experience for an awkward current closet neat, and as an actual game it's not bad. It runs like crap stuck in a swamp, but it's actually fun from the scavenging phase to the gunplay. I'm clearly not the game's target audience. In fact, it's the first game based on this large-scale survival battle in a shrinking zone that I've played. And while it does offer endless hours of playability for some people, I feel like I'm done with it until it gets some big updates. The iffy performance, clunky, stiff movement, getting stuck on terrain and all that did quite often pull me out from the game. But besides all that, it's a thrill. Looking forward to seeing what the future has in store for it. Then, saving the best for last, of course, what did I play the most this year? Take a guess. Well, it's kinda surprising and in a way not really. It's Dragon's Dogma. I know, it happened last year as well, but this year marked the PS4 release of the game. And I guess I'm just doomed to buy all the re-releases for it. They better whip up a sequel, honestly. It's one of the best games that I've played. On top of that, the whole playthrough, and boy was it long, was live streamed as well, twitch.tv/Gidrolo. We dragged the viewer-made pawns through the areas, we killed the final boss around 50 times and so on. And we had a lot of people tune in throughout the journey. And if any of you are watching, thanks for the company. It was very motivating as far as continuing my internet exploits go, especially in the live streaming format. And that's honestly all the games pertinent to this year that I played. It's not a lot, I know, and I didn't even get to try out the myriad of popular indie games this year. Dead Cells, was that this year? I think so, Cuphead, all the hyped stuff. But I guess these are experiences saved for later. And as for the final segment of this piece of shit show, the channel itself, it's been a slow year. Save for that semi-regular period of the Shareware Bakery series. But what can you do? I know I've whinged about the inactivity a lot, but screw it, it happens, so we'll see. Let's keep on keeping on. On a personal level, it's been a shit year. But as far as the games go, not too many inspired me to make videos on them, but the live streaming front, once again, it has been a real pleasure, and on that, I'll keep doing it. Next on the stream docket will most likely be Monster Hunter World on PS4. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be the first one of the series that I'll be trying. Well, I think that's it for now. Not the best year of gaming for me, but 2018? I'm looking forward to the aforementioned Monster Hunter, and don't tell anyone, but Metal Gear Survive actually looked nice. It seems like a state of decay of the Fox engine. There's probably the System Shock remake, the World of Warcraft expansion, and I don't know. Am I getting too old for video games? Well, probably not. But hey, listen, it's been a while, but this is a passionate affair going on between you and me, my friend. So on that note, have a merry, happy, and I hope the year ends nicely for you, and I hope the next one kicks up just fine. So yeah, keep it PMA. Lots of love from me to you. See you around.